Chosen one, I want you to stop and listen with more than just your ears. You have been carrying a quiet, persistent weight in your spirit regarding a certain individual, and for too long, you have tried to rationalize away your own brilliance. You have told yourself you are being too sensitive, or perhaps too spiritual. But you are here because a higher intelligence has intervened to stop the internal noise. You are 100% right. That person is trying to utilize your light to fuel their own agenda, and they are counting on your kindness to keep the door open. This is not a random message. It is a divine appointment, a sacred interruption to confirm that the glitch you feel in their energy is the truth trying to set you free. You are not imagining the coldness behind the smile or the sting behind the praise. You are simply perceiving what is hidden. Stay with me until the very end of this journey, because I want to make 3 specific promises to you. First, I am going to show you exactly why you have felt stuck in this cycle and the real reason your light makes you a target. Second, I will give you a named spiritual framework to protect your energy so you never have to second-guess yourself again. And finally, we will perform a sacred activation ceremony that will seal your authority and shut the door on any deception trying to enter your space. You are not here to be a doormat. You were called to be a seer. Imagine for a moment that you are sitting in a quiet room as the evening sun fades into deep shadows. You feel the cool air against your skin, but there is a different kind of coldness present. It is the memory of a conversation that left you feeling drained, smaller, and strangely confused. You look at your phone, seeing their name, and that familiar knot forms in your stomach. This is not anxiety. This is your spirit sounding an alarm that your mind has been trying to silence. Notice how your chest feels tighter than it should when they enter the room. Notice how your mind has been louder than usual, trying to find excuses for their behavior. Notice how your spirit has felt crowded even when you are physically alone. You have been calling yourself judgmental, but I hear the spirit saying, "My child, I gave you those eyes to see, not to doubt." You have been asking for clarity, and this moment is your answer. What you thought was a betrayal of trust was actually a divine reveal of character. What felt like a painful isolation was actually a necessary insulation. Every time you felt that nudge to pull away, it was not your fear speaking. It was your discernment acting as a spiritual shield. You are here because the universe has finally decided to confirm what you have been too afraid to admit. If you have felt that heavy energy shift in your chest recently, if you have known deep down that something was wrong but could not find the words, I want you to anchor this moment. Type 777 inches. The comments below if your spirit just confirmed that truth. Let that act be your first step in reclaiming your authority. But recognizing the signs is only the beginning. There is a hidden reason why the divine allowed this person to cross your path in this season. It was not to hurt you, and it was not an accident. There is something much deeper beneath the surface of this encounter that is directly connected to who you are becoming. Let me show you the hidden root of this situation that most people will never understand. The reason this person was allowed to step into your inner circle was not because the divine was looking away. It was because you were being enrolled in a specific level of spiritual training. Most people think that being chosen means being constantly protected from pain. But the truth is, your wilderness seasons are the very places where your discernment is sharpened. It is intentional. It is strategic. It is divine. There is a specific doubt pattern that I see in so many of you. Because you possess so much empathy, you tend to make excuses for the shadows in others. You tell yourself they are just misunderstood. You tell yourself that if you love them enough, their energy will change. You tell yourself that maybe you are the one with the problem. But I want to show you a different perspective. What you thought was a betrayal of your trust was actually a divine reveal of their character. What felt like a painful rejection was actually a necessary insulation. What felt like a confusing silence was actually a strategic defense. They are counting on your kindness to forgive without boundaries. They are counting on your silence to hide their behavior. They are counting on your empathy to keep you trapped in their web of confusion. But the universe is pulling back the curtain so you can see exactly who was standing in the doorway of your next season. Think of the journey of David in the ancient texts. He was anointed to be king, yet he spent years fleeing through caves and deserts from Saul. Saul did not hate David because of David's mistakes. Saul hated David because of the light David carried. Your light acts as a mirror that reflects their unhealed places, and that is why they are trying to dim it. They cannot steal your oil, so they try to blow out your flame. In the original language of the sacred scriptures, there is a word, Nasar. It means to be guarded, to be watched over with intense focus, to be preserved from danger. You have been in a season of being Nasared. The divine has been guarding your heart by exposing the poison before it could reach the roots of your purpose. This exposure is not your punishment, it is your protection. Right now, in your mind, I want you to perform a mental shift. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of this person's deception, I want you to see yourself as a student of your own discernment. Take a slow, deep breath and visualize a golden shield forming around your energy field. With every exhale, release the guilt of seeing the truth. You are allowed to trust what you feel. Before this continues, gently press the like button. Do not do it for me, but do it so this message of confirmation can reach another child of the light who is struggling to trust their own intuition tonight. Your like is a signal that helps this light find its way through the noise to someone who has been praying for this exact answer. Now that you understand the root of this spiritual opposition and why your light has made you a target, you must realize that recognition is only half the battle. There is a specific solution framework that shifts you from the hunted to the one in full authority. I am talking about a practical protocol that changes how you interact with this person starting today. But there is one thing I have not told you yet, a discovery about your own brain frequency that explains why you were susceptible to this person in the first place. To understand why you were vulnerable to this energy in the first place, you must understand that your mind operates like a high-precision radio. Most chosen ones are born with an expanded frequency, but life has a way of introducing static into your signal. When your internal frequency is tuned to survival or self-doubt, you become susceptible to those who want to use your light. But there is a solution that shifts you from being influenced to being in total authority. I call the first part of this framework the resonance check protocol. This is not about overthinking or analyzing behaviors. It is a direct spiritual assessment. Right now, in the space of your own mind, I want you to visualize a dial. This dial represents your current frequency. When you think of this person, notice where the needle moves. If it drops into a heavy, dark static, that is your spirit giving you a factual reading. You do not need a reason. You do not need an explanation. The frequency is the fact. In your mind, I want you to firmly turn that dial back to a place of clear, golden light. Breathe into that clarity. Once you have the reading, you must apply the permission protocol. Many chosen ones suffer from growth guilt, feeling as though protecting their energy is an act of cruelty. But I am here to tell you that boundaries are not betrayal, and distance is not rejection. I want you to repeat this silent declaration in your heart. I give myself permission to outgrow what no longer serves my mission. If your spirit confirms this, type I receive in the comments to anchor this acceptance into your reality. However, if you feel like your intuition has been hit by a brass ceiling, there is a biological reason why. Neuroscientists at places like Princeton and MIT have discovered a specific brainwave called gamma. This is the super brainwave associated with high-level intuition, luck, and what many call the flow state. For most people, this God-given ability is suppressed, starting at age 7. When your gamma is low, the static of others can easily overwhelm your signal. Dr. Robert Lake, a neuroscientist with over 3 decades of experience, spent years researching how to reactivate this dormant frequency. He discovered that you do not need years of meditation or expensive biofeedback therapy, which can cost $300 a session or $7,000 for home equipment. He developed a 7-minute digital audio track called The Genius Song. By using specific brain entrainment technology, this track helps your brain recalibrate back to that high-frequency gamma state in just 7 minutes a day. It is like taking a radio stuck on a static channel and finally turning the dial to a clear, powerful signal. I have seen over 18,000 people use this to sharpen their intuition and reclaim their focus. Dr. Lake originally intended for this technology to be accessible, but he has gone even further for those walking this chosen path. While the regular price is $49, he has made it available for $39 through the link in the description and pinned comment of this message. This is a one-time investment that includes 4 bonuses, including tools for your children and guided visualizations for your health and abundance. And because your peace of mind is the priority, there is a total money-back guarantee. If you do not feel your frequency shifting, you get every cent back. But I must warn you, because of the success of the Genius Song, there are many counterfeit versions on platforms like Amazon and Spotify. Those are just basic sounds without the actual brain entrainment technology embedded within them. The only way to ensure you are receiving the original scientific tool is through the specific link provided here. If your spirit resonates with this recalibration, investigate only if you feel led. Now that you have the tools to clear the static and sharpen your signal, we must address the final barrier. Setting a boundary is one thing, but maintaining it when the world tries to pull you back is where the real work happens. There is a specific transition happening in your life right now that goes beyond this one person. What you are experiencing is actually a sign of an immediate shift in your destiny. But if you do not understand the mechanics of this next phase, you might accidentally sabotage the very breakthrough you have been praying for. The mechanics of this next phase require you to understand that progress is rarely a straight line. What happens when you try to apply these protocols and it does not work the first time? You must understand that relapse into old patterns of people-pleasing is not a sign of failure, but a part of the process of reorganization. It is common to feel a sudden wave of guilt the moment you begin to pull your energy back. That guilt is not a signal that you are being cruel. It is simply the friction of a generational chain finally breaking. I want you to hear this clearly, because your spirit needs to be released from the weight of other people's expectations. You are allowed to outgrow people. You are allowed to outgrow places. You are allowed to outgrow versions of yourself that you no longer recognize. You are allowed to protect the sacred work that the divine is building in you, and you do not owe anyone an apology for becoming who you were always intended to be. You did not come this far to stay small, just to make others feel comfortable. In the sanctuary of your mind, I want you to stand up and walk into a hall of mirrors. But this is not a house of illusions. In this space, instead of reflecting your past mistakes or the moments where you were manipulated, every mirror reflects a version of you that has already won. Notice how your shoulders feel lighter as you stand before your own power. Notice the calm rhythm of your breathing as you realize that their words no longer have a hook to hang on. Notice the deep sense of peace that settles into your bones when you stop asking for permission to exist. This is not a regular thought. This is an activation of your dormant authority. Feel the weight of that truth as it anchors you into the present moment. You are not a victim of a person or a situation. You are a student of your own discernment, and you have just passed the test. If you can feel that shift happening right now, if you are ready to let go of the guilt that has held you back, type "I release" in the comments to seal this surrender. By typing those words, you are telling the universe that you are no longer available for deception. But stay with me for these final moments. The hardest part of the climb is behind you, and the view from the summit is about to be revealed. What I am about to declare over you is the reason this entire message was placed in front of you at this exact hour. We are moving into a space of activation that will stay with you long after you leave this room. Take a deep breath and let the weight of everything we have discussed settle. We are entering a sacred space of closing, a moment to seal the truth over your life. I want to begin by expressing gratitude to the Source for this divine appointment. Thank you for the light that exposes the shadows, and for the discernment that has been sharpened through the very trials you have walked through. You are seen. Every tear shed in the dark, every moment you questioned your own sanity while facing deception, it has all been witnessed. Now, it is time to release. In your mind, I want you to see yourself dropping heavy stones into a deep ocean. Release the weight of that person's opinion. Release the lie that you are paranoid. Release the guilt of setting boundaries. Release the need for their apology. Release the attachment to the old version of yourself that was easily manipulated. Release the fear of being seen. Release the static of their confusion. Let it all go. I hear the Spirit saying that you are being commissioned right now. I activate the seer within you. I activate the clear signal of your intuition. I activate the authority to speak the truth, even when your voice shakes. The doors that were held closed by your own self-doubt are now swinging wide open because you have finally agreed with heaven about what you see. Repeat these words in the silence of your heart with the force of a lion. I am the one who sees. I am protected by the light of truth. I am no longer available for deception. I am walking into my destiny with eyes wide open. It is done. It is sealed. It is finished. Do not say amen yet. I want you to sit in this frequency for a moment. Let the weight of this authority settle into your bones. Notice the shift in the room. Notice the peace that feels like a solid foundation beneath your feet. You are not the person you were when you pressed play on this message. You have crossed a threshold from confusion into conviction. If your spirit just confirmed that shift, if you feel the fire of readiness in your chest, I want you to seal this identity right now. Type, I am ready in the comments and say it as a declaration before heaven. If this message brought clarity to your confusion and peace to your chaos, let your like be your amen without words. Let it be the signal that you are in full agreement with the truth you have received. And remember, there are more words being prepared for the next phase of your season. Stay connected to this space so the next revelation can find you exactly when you need it. For those of you who felt your spirit resonate with the need to recalibrate your frequency, the link to the 7-Minute Genius song is waiting for you in the description and pinned comment. Investigate it only if you feel led to take that next step in sharpening your discernment. And one more thing, if someone came to mind while you were listening, someone who has been pulled away from everyone lately, someone who has been unusually quiet, or someone who is struggling to explain the depth of what they are feeling, send this to them. Your share is not just a link, it is a mission. It might be the exact confirmation they have been praying for in their darkest hour. You are a messenger of the light, and your obedience could be their answer. You are leaving this moment with a new pair of eyes and an unshakable spirit. Go forth in peace, knowing that the truth is not just something you see, it is something you are. You are not leaving a message. You are leaving a season.